It's Halloween night. A man with a cheap horn's headband is waiting for his last train to take him home. The train will eventually arrive, but what is really home for him? Nowhereplatz U3 is a visual novel about abandoned Berlin subway stations, neo-paganism, and weirdly specific first world problems. You're the man with a cheap horn's headband. Has mom ever told you to get a driver's license or to think about returning from buck-wild Halloween parties earlier? Now we're stuck on this subway station, Nowhereplatz, line 3. Remember, the timetable says everything you do can be used against you. Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and we are sitting to Nowhereplatz U3 by mlkrn. At least that's the name on itch.io. The game, of course, links in the description as per usual. You can get it yourself as well. And also, because that name on itch might be a little confusing, on X or Twitter, the burp at Sire. Yes. Anywho, we are sitting to a game that has been released quite a while ago, because in 2022. Whoa, I've been sitting on this for a moment, huh? But that is fine. We do tend to do that from time to time, play the games that have been released some time ago. And this is one of them. It looks very interesting, so we are going to give it a try. Supposedly 8 endings. Will we do all? Maybe not. Maybe I'll let you go and get most of the endings on your own. We'll find out. Let us begin! At least from the description of the game, by the way, I learned how U3 means line 3.
October 31st. Way past midnight. Nowhereplatz station. Line 3 of the subway.
Oi. Oi. I read that this is voice, but come on, stealing the narrator position from me? Oh no.
That's where you find yourself, waiting for the last train to take you home. Hasn't Mom ever told you to get a driver's license, or to think about returning from buck-wild Halloween parties earlier? Also, your costume is stupid.
Actually, she's never told me to get a driver's license. I just wanted it on my own. Ha! In your face! And I haven't. Dude, Halloween party in Poland, that's not a thing. My costume isn't stupid, and so what, even if it is, the whole station is decorated for Halloween, that's just what people do. Anyway, learning to drive means no drinking, and what kind of party would that be? But because it's not too late to get out of here and call a taxi, that's what people even with driver's licenses do. Honestly, driving is more fun than drinking. I'm gonna say that. And you know I'm right. Drinking is not fun overall. I don't care about costume. What is with this game, by the way? Like, it kinda jumps. Oh. It stopped. Must be something on my side. Proceed, fortfahren. Let's go with first one, whatever. It's not terrible.
It really is now, isn't it?
Meh. Oh, so... Okay, a narrator stolen from me, but the main character isn't. Although decorating stations is pretty new. Wonder how big the subway company's budget was for all this to be brought to life. I mean, it's just a graffiti. And here.
Shaking your head in slight disbelief, you pull out your phone. No signal, it reads. Be not afraid, it also reads.
Oh, that's kinda suspicious. I'm not afraid! I'm not afraid!
Aren't you? Having nothing else to do, you just look around the station.
No, it's still doing that. You see how
Wait,
it's jumping
it's
on
very
the
much
back
empty.
button?
As in, you are the only person here.
And it's not like I'm pressing
desperately
anything.
wanting
What the
to
heck?
Also not be here.
It's the gamepad! Oh my god! Game! I'm not using... So, you might know or not know, but my gamepad has a little bit of a broken left analog stick. So, like, when I'm playing in Genshin, for example, sometimes it tends to move the character, even if I don't want to, for example. Or stop the character from moving. So I guess right now what it was doing was jumping on the back button in the game. Anywho. Yeah. Look at the graffiti, look at the timetable, look at the vending machine, look at the bones. By the way, why haven't I not saved at any of the choices yet? That's not like me. Timetable.
Potsdam Pirsch, 7 minutes. Genshagener Heide, 29 minutes.
I know Potsdam.
None of these are your train.
I don't
You'll need to
know
wait longer.
Genshagener Heide. I don't know that one. Potsdam, yeah. Pretty well known city, I would say. None of those are that he read it, didn't he? Alright. Vending machine. Let's have a look at that.
Bright yellow, full of chocolate bars and ridiculously overpriced water bottles. Doesn't accept cards, like the outdated evil machine it is.
Old school, huh? Yeah, I would have a problem now as well, to be fair. If I wanted to buy something, it was not possible to do it via card. Anything. Graffiti.
The veil is thinning.
I would not call that a graffiti, by the way. Just text, that's not graffiti.
The red paint does look very organic alongside the whole Halloween design. You can't even
Or
tell
different
if the
way.
graffiti was there all along,
It is a
or
graffiti,
if it's the
but
work
it
of
is
some
not.
designer desperately wishing to be featured on Pinterest.
It does not have the artistry vibe to it, right? So, you know, basically seeing this or something like this, basically just a freaking text. You're like, yeah, whatever, cover it with the paint. If it's actually good, then that's a different case. Look at the bones.
Are they made of styrofoam? No. They would have been blown away by the wind. You sigh. It's
Must
very
be real
boring
bones then.
reading when you don't even have an internet connection to mindlessly scroll Twitter for hours
Oh.
on end. All the vodka with lemon soda and gummy bears that you drank at the party is also starting to wear off.
Oh, you've actually wrote the internet with capital letter. Finally, a dev that knows what it is about. Taken up. Here. What? Why?
On one hand, you're slightly sleepy from the booze and staying up late. On the other hand, you are risking the possibility of missing your train and looking like a pathetic homeless party animal. Namely, a lost, overgrown lamb, if your Eurostore horns are any indicator.
You know what? Germany sleeping on a, well, metro station, I guess. The current Germany. I would not do that. And you know why. You know very well why. It's too risky now. You have too many Sandmen. Basically. Succumb to the darkness anyway.
Of course, an old grumpy narrator is no authority for that foolish youth.
Not
of
like I had
yours.
another choice, man.
Despite your best intentions, your eyelids feel heavy, and, exhausted from waiting and doing nothing, you fall asleep. The wind is your only lullaby.
I mean, to be fair, that's a nice voice. Wait! Alright, wake up.
You are awoken by the sound of someone's quiet sobs
Uh-oh.
echoing across the empty station. There is a woman sitting on one of the benches now. It looks like she's crying.
Ignore her. Approach her. Oh boy. Let's go.
You rub away the remnants of a shitty nap on a stiff bench from your eyes and cast a quick side glance at the woman.
Maybe her feet hurt.
Those heels look difficult to wear, yes, and her whole attire, it's either ridiculous or extremely designer. It's weird looking, but in a very expensive kind of way.
What?
You can't describe it properly.
Oh, one more click.
Perhaps it's like if a top manager wanted to dress up for a costume party using only what they had in their high-fashion wardrobe. It's weird enough to be eye-catching, but not strange enough to be read as a costume.
I mean, no sane person would wear red velvet in their daily life, but also no trashy Halloween costume. A store would make a velvet gown, this structured and fitting.
What is the story behind her outfit? Her crying? Her being here? She looks as if she definitely should have an SUV with a driver dressed in a black suit waiting to ferry her to her next appointment. Something must have saddened her enough, because it is a heartbreaking sign. Someone who should be harvesting the ripe fruits of life is instead crying alone and unseen after midnight at a subway. You approach her with compassion in mind.
Oi, line 3. Gehenna fire, anytime soon.
And maybe curiosity. Let's be honest, you're really curious about what brought her here.
Hey, are you okay?
Her shoulders tremble a bit when she looks up to you. She is definitely not okay, but she puts on a smile.
Smile, you say? Right.
It is a lie to call her smile
yes.
beautiful. Would you like to know the truth?
I mean, it's not bad. What are you talking about? Narrator, come on. How dare you? Yes!
A truth seeker, huh? There is nothing exciting about her smile.
It's not bad.
It's bleak and bland in its obligatoriness. A standard response of a person in her position. It's almost offensively predictable.
She has long-ass nails, by the way.
There are no tears on her face, but her eyes are red.
But not red from crying, clearly.
I am.
You are?
Or maybe I'm not. But do you really wish to listen to the problems of someone you've just met for the first time in your life? If so, I'm willing to share.
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
She chuckles and nods towards the timetable.
Although my train is going to be here anytime soon.
She's going to Gehenna, huh? Interesting.
You follow her direction and look at the timetable. Gehenna of Fire, anytime soon, it reads. There is also running text below.
There is?
The heavens gates are closed for reconstruction. Please take alternative routes to salvation.
See? Anytime soon. Although more precise timing would have been much appreciated.
Yeah, understandable. Then again, I've heard that, like, trains and so on in Germany are not really doing well when it comes to schedules. Where it's the same in Poland, so it's not like I'm attacking them on purpose here, but yeah. Basically, I think for both of our countries, the train systems suck, basically.
More precise timing, she said. Well, the prophecies are never known for their precision. She and the likes of her know what is coming, and for them, a year's difference is immaterial, insignificant before the end of all things.
Take a seat, sweetie.
Oh, sweetie, she called me sweetie.
You place your sweetie butt on a giant goat skull nearby.
Nice.
Or was it sweaty? You can't tell.
Come on, she said sweetie.
My story is rather trivial, in fact. Look at me.
I'm looking.
You're looking.
I'm absolutely looking.
A successful rise to the top. Valued by the superiors. Respected by the subordinates. I have everything a woman could ask for. Except for a child.
That's not how you write a child.
It might sound rude or intrusive, but she doesn't look old, you know?
Yeah, I agree. What stops you?
Oh no. Oh no. You're not prepared to confront someone's possible infertility. It's hard even for medical professionals. It always makes the other person in the conversation extremely uncomfortable and awkward. Like, how do you even offer comfort if there isn't one?
Yeah, but she never said that it's dead.
I'm sorry your father died in a tragic accident that was not his fault, but here the weather is nice today, isn't it?
Where did that idea come from?
My generation is too old. My blood is potent, and the elders of the clan forbade me from ever having a child. It is too late for me now.
Why does it say chill therefore? A child in German, wasn't it like Kinder? Kind. Okay. Kind. And Kinder was children. Okay. Surprisingly enough, I had the connection for in my mind. It's been a while since I studied German, but I guess there is still some words in my memory, at least a little bit. Slightly. Huh. You mean your family?
You mean the clan? No, I wouldn't go as far as to call them a family. They're more of a corporation than a dynasty.
Okay.
Nowadays.
Wait, what do you mean dynasty? What? Dynasty? That's going far with calling them that, I feel like. But well, I'm not going to judge.
That's one messed up family for sure. But
Dude.
as they say, all happy families are the same, but every miserable one is messed up in its own way.
Yo, narrator, you dare attack me for wanting to ask her why she doesn't have a child. And then you drop a bomb like she has one messed up family. I mean, come on, who's worse in this scenario? Can't you go against your clan? It's a matter only between you and your partner, not your whole family or department. I'm gonna say number 2. It's only matter only between you and your partner, not your whole family or department.
What does my partner have to do with it? It's only between me and my child. But oh, you spark something dangerous inside of me.
Uh-oh. Are we getting a vampire girlfriend?
Her voice becomes dreamy, almost tender, eyes glowing with excitement.
Uh-oh.
I so wish to share my blood with someone.
Huh?
To embrace them with my might and teach them to walk the path of shadows. To hold their hand and lead their teeth to sink into their first victim. To introduce them to the wonders and the secrets that blood holds at the tip of the tongue.
Okay.
To watch and guide as they make their first steps deeper into the darkness. Isn't motherhood wonderful, sweetheart?
Oh. I wouldn't know. I'm not a woman, so I can't really say anything about motherhood. Maybe. Sharing your experience and knowledge can feel rewarding in its own way.
You're entirely way too sweet.
Thank you.
That's entirely way too condescending, despite how sad and vulnerable she looks. As if, at her lowest, she is still more than you could ever dream to be.
I wouldn't say she's at her lowest or... Dude, that narrator is trying to pick a fight with her.
Can I hug you?
Huh? Sure.
It wouldn't be unreasonable to expect yourself to be enchanted right now.
I'm not.
Like if her red eyes were glowing magically and you were unnaturally drawn to her presence and had lost your own consciousness and free will. No such luck, though. You feel extremely self-conscious and awkward when she pets you on the head. It's just that feeling when you kind of have to say something, but you really don't know what. So instead, you hyper-focus on the position of your own limbs in space.
Thank you, stranger.
You're welcome.
She wraps her arms around your head. You feel her chest touching your ear.
Wow, she's much taller, isn't she also? That means... Nice. She's taller. We have a wonderful spot for our head.
There's no heartbeat.
Oh.
I really should let you go, shouldn't I?
Who knows?
Both of you can hear the sound of an arriving train, and it brings along the smell of pomegranates and bone marrow.
Pomegranates.
Thank you for the comfort, stranger.
Sure.
The smell is tangy, gamey, and surprisingly sweet in a rather nauseating way.
Like blood, I guess.
Or would you like to join me, perhaps? There are many secrets a mother can share.
Should we do it?
Your head vaguely hurts. You yearn for fresh air.
I would love to, Mother! I'm not the child you're looking for. A curse should die out and not be spread further. Am I sold on the first character that we meet? I'm assuming we'll meet more characters here, or... I feel like... It feels like, you know, when she drives off, there will be another station of whatever, some other name. And some new character. It feels like that. You know what? Let's go. I would love to, Manda.
The train arrives.
Oh, I see. You are most welcome then.
We are going to get a bad end, won't we?
With a spinning head, you take her hand and follow her lead. The hand in yours is cold. And when the automatic doors close behind you, you take a seat in the empty car and close your eyes. Wherever you were trying to go before, it doesn't matter anymore.
We will burn soon.
What? I knew it. I knew it! I knew it! Alright. I'm not the child you're looking for, I'm afraid.
Sand tiger shark eggs hatch while still in the womb. They soon develop teeth and start to relentlessly devour unfertilized eggs and each other until only one embryo emerges victorious and is born into the world already an experienced killer.
Where did that come from?
It is a rule of nature, and living beings are but vessels for their genes to be passed down further.
Why is he not reading? Humanity is a womb full of shark embryos, and sometimes one is born into darkness of their eyes, yet blind but their teeth already blooded. Your heart is that of a mother's.
Even if it is not beating, it yearns for the joy of motherhood, of spawning another life akin to her own.
I see.
The pause lingers in the air, viscous and metallic.
The beast within me rejoices upon hearing that.
Huh?
She is the beast, the mother shark with sharp teeth.
Huh?
She has a divine, ethereal aura around her, the sacred transcendence only a pregnant woman can possess.
I wouldn't say she is that.
Thank you, stranger.
Oh, you're welcome, yeah. No
Her
worries.
train arrives, and she steps into the silently opening doors with the wide grin of a predator.
And goodbye.
The doors close behind her, but you can't see her in the windows. Only fire. And after a few seconds, the station is empty again. Not even a hint of that nauseating smell remains.
Are we taking another nap? Whoa.
Although the conversation with the mother was not one you'd call
7
a friendly
minutes.
chat, that is a subjective judgment.
It was okay.
Objective judgment says that any conversation dries out one's throat, so you want some liquid to moisten you up from the inside.
Are we approaching the vending machine?
Preferably cold and sparkly, and without the taste of metal.
I would not say sparkly is my choice. Sparkly is definitely not my choice. Go to the vending machine.
Let's see what you've got here.
What do... Oh. There is water. There is potion. And there is an energy drink, I would say. Germans like sparkly water, I believe, so I would
A
guess.
bottle of spring water. Keep away from sunlight. The manufacturer bears no responsibility for the product turning into summer water caused by direct exposure to sun rays.
Oh, so it's not that? Interesting. So it's an energy drink, huh?
An energy drink can. The amount of sugar in it is certainly supernatural, and there's magic in its artificial taste as well.
A goat.
A sacrificial lamb.
Oh, lamb,
plushie.
sorry.
You will never attain a full collection of these unless you dedicate your whole life to the Gasha god. A flask of basil oil is said to be great for exorcism, love spells, and pizza margarita.
Yeah.
A two-edged ritual dagger. Who even buys weapons in vending machines?
Everyone.
It's worth investing in a good blade elsewhere.
On the other hand, you know what? Right now, again, with all the Sandmen over there in Germany, I would not be surprised. What's this?
A grimoire
Oh.
with many eyes. They stare right back at you. You lose this competition.
I mean, I would say it's the water that we...
The vending machine shows you a sequence of lights. I suggest you repeat it.
What? 1, 2... Oh, it's more than once? Interesting. One, two, 1, 2. That's not the end. Oh shit.
The vending machine laughs
I messed up, didn't
at your
I?
attempts to buy a beverage. Ha ha, it says. What kind of a god can't even win
God
at
damn
a
it.
child's game?
Hey, rude.
The vending machine. Suddenly, a girl appears and kicks it. AI takeover averted.
Good.
Humanity lives another day.
Sorry. This one is extremely bad-mannered. I'm training it to behave, but ever since it watched me play Detroit Become Human, it keeps demanding more
never played
civil
it.
rights, fair pay, etc. I tried to show it iRobot, but it shuts down every time I bring Asimov to the table.
Hey, vending machine. Detroit Become Human is metaphor for racism, not a literal transhumanist discussion. What? Who cares? I don't know, being rude is not harming a human being per se, it's just rules. What? What?
Machine learning. Ever heard of that? You may think it's just advanced statistics and linear algebra, but in reality, it's a mix of teenage psychology and dog training. Anyway,
She kicks the vending machine once again. Defeated, it spits out your drink.
Let's go.
here you go, bud.
It tastes like muddy water.
Huh.
The vending machine definitely did something to it. But you don't want it to be kicked in the guts again.
So, go on. Ask your questions and I shall answer in kind.
I didn't know she was so quiet there now. What questions? What are you talking about?
Isn't that the reason why you're here? You sit down and listen to someone else's troubles and slowly realize things about yourself. You don't need action scenes, big budget production, and flashy fighting. Sometimes a simple conversation brings forth an impact no final boss battle can deliver. And if you think about it, in modern cinematography, gorgeously choreographed punching is used to hide the lack of narrative substance.
Honestly, with current cinema and so on, there is so substance! And wow, you really hate Marvel, don't you? Why do you think I won't talk to you anyway? First one. Look at you, so cynical and deep. There is a reader for every book in the world, and people make farming simulators and cheesy superheroes just because they have massive appeal. And other people vote to have even more of those made with the power of cash money. Come to think of it, farm sims and big blockbusters aren't even stealing the audiences of pretentious indie games or art house cinema. Yeah, those attract two separate demographics, yeah? I mean, I'm definitely into indie.
Regardless of what you think, you know the rules. You have to ask me questions, resolve my internal conflict, and see a reflection of yourself through our dialogue. Just like in My Dinner with Andre. You know the movie?
No. I have no clue, no. I know nothing about this movie.
The problem with references. If you get the reference, it feels wonderful.
Meh.
If you don't, however, it is frustrating at the very least, and
No,
enraging
I couldn't
at the
care
most.
less.
Especially when you know the author is referencing something really obscure, not to add to the narrative, but to show off how smart and educated they are.
Nah, I couldn't care less.
It's a movie about a guy having dinner with his friend?
And?
So, what you want to know?
The thing is, you don't look troubled. The thing is, I don't care about troubles. Boom. No, you don't look troubled.
She raises a brow.
Of course I am. Otherwise I wouldn't have been here.
Meta-awareness is an overused trope, but maybe you can use it to your benefit.
Like a fairy? Okay, what's troubling here?
Many things. Bad movies. Carbon offsets protecting forests that weren't in danger to begin with. AI-generated artwork neural networks make imitating the distinct style of living artists and thus devaluing their work.
Yes, I agree with that, girl.
Police procedural TV shows being paid by actual police departments and creating propagandistic imagery of the police for the general public.
I don't know about that. AI, carbon, crime. I have no idea who's John Oliver as well. AI, legislation, copyright.
A very niche but extremely concerning
Yes.
issue, yes.
I agree.
It was the same situation 40 years ago when criminal law turned out to be not prepared for cybercrimes. And it is the same mistake the legislation commits regarding machine-generated content and intellectual rights.
None of these things sound
Real.
You don't know how to explain this. Of course they're real, but they don't sound...
Serious?
No, that's not it. They are serious, but the whole conversation feels...
Fake?
Are bad movies her one and only legitimate concern? Or is it something else?
Could it be that she's tried to make movies and she couldn't do a good one? Girl, you're faking it. Let's have a real conversation.
That's what Jeff Winger said in that one episode of Community.
Maybe.
That's what My Dinner with Andre was about.
Maybe.
And even though you have no knowledge about either of those things, you also have no
True.
choice but to follow the script.
Community, I only seen the clips, to be fair.
Alright, fine. What angers me is bad movies.
define a bad movie?
She shakes her head.
I mean, really, the gatekeeping around the industry, the garbage it produces?
Recently, absolutely, yeah. Said a person that doesn't watch movies, by the way. But, I mean, dude, with the people they hire and so on, you see, and you're like, yeah, I don't want to watch that. What a waste of time. I don't even need to watch it to know it's bad. That's why I drifted only to the world of Japanese animation.
The wind rustles through the pages
And I'm glad
of a
about
big
that.
notebook in her hands, and her wings. It's a specific sound. The whisper of paper, thin, fragile, and yet paramount.
We can only hope that the Japanese will not crumble after the, or more like under the American pressure, and will not start producing the garbage that the Americans produce in animation in general as well. To be fair, in movies as well now. Like,
Every time I see someone whose writing is better than mine,
you know, I'm right about it.
useless. Every time I see someone worse than me, it angers me.
Okay. Oh, so I was right about her trying to produce something. Hoo-hoo!
Making a movie is expensive, so why waste money on a shitty script? How can you bring forth fresh and daring ideas if the risks are too high and you don't have a record of commercial success behind you already?
Making a movie is expensive. I mean, it depends what kind of movie, I guess. If you want to make a one-person movie, then to be fair, aside from like making a script yourself, I don't know, getting a camera, maybe getting some items that you would need, and then editing on your own, rendering on your own, and maybe publishing it for free. I wouldn't say it would be expensive. Then again, I mean, I'm not someone who makes movies, so...
You were prepared to hear a lie.
Uh-huh.
After all, the best way to hide your true self is not just to create a persona, but to create a persona that hides behind it another persona. No one will believe that you don't have an ego, but it gives people a sense of accomplishment to seemingly discover all your deepest secrets, and many stop at this step, satisfied. This, however, sounds genuine. Do you believe her?
I mean, yeah, because I think she's... yes.
The soul of an artist is a tormented one, you think. Many romanticize the craft. For them, a creator is a being of divine nature,
I wouldn't go that
blessed
far.
by the gift of inspiration. Words flowing through a vessel of human mind, put into the mouth of the writer by heavens above.
I wouldn't go that far, but...
This is, of course, untrue. The disquieting rascal of science fiction, Philip K. Dick, not only produced novels to satisfy the greed of his wife, but also wrote denunciations to the FBI, accusing his fellow writer, Stanislaw Lem, of being a composite communist committee dedicated to spreading communist propaganda through sci-fi.
Maybe he did. You'll get there one day, girl. Don't stress over it. And don't compare yourself to others.
The girl laughs at your response.
Don't think of a pink elephant? Really? You're cute.
Thank you.
Paradoxes are called such because there's no right answer to them. You feel cornered, like a pet animal not understanding the complexity of the human psyche.
I don't.
A sliver of disappointment slashes through your mind. Can writing substitute for living through many lives? Shadows of experience never occurred, yet still haunting?
Yeah.
When we immerse ourselves in fiction, we are able to feel emotions.
True.
They are real, albeit diluted.
A bit.
A perfect dietary supplement for life too comfortable and routine.
I appreciate the sentiment, cutie.
For a moment, You feel like many people are looking out at you from behind her eyes.
Maybe it's the grimoire in the vending machine.
The train arrives, and inside its cars, many faces fade in and fade out. Just like what a programmer would type when commanding character sprites to appear and leave the scene of a visual novel.
Yo, I mean, you capitalized the internet, but you didn't capitalize the visual novel. Come on.
Enjoy your drink, all right? I gotta go check out other stations' vending machines.
Okay. Good luck.
She jumps into the train, walking through closed doors.
Huh?
Through the windows, you can see that it's pretty much empty. Then the train leaves. You look at the railways, and look, and look, and you're staring, basically.
I got your idea.
Straight lines, cross-sections. For some reason, it makes you wonder, how many of the people who use the subway every day actually understand how it works?
Not many?
The underground makes a great hideout, be it finding shelter from carpet bombing or running away from merciless gods of the sky above.
Gotcha.
Chthonic depth can mean safety, even though it is mostly associated with graves and the afterlife.
So you might find out that a place like this can be dangerous as well to you. Look up, no, I will not spoil. Whatever. Look up Angel Beats. If you watched it, you know what I mean.
You shouldn't get too close to the edge of the platform.
The voice warning you comes from behind.
Look at the timetable. Look at the speaker.
The voice belongs to a nice old lady.
There. You have to be more careful about your health, sir.
I mean, it's not like I jumped down.
There, you have...
She takes hold of your upper arm and leads you away from the edge, slowly, but firmly. Really firmly. This granny's got biceps.
Maybe she was a bodybuilder in the younger days.
Isn't it dangerous for a lone elderly person to be out this late, you think?
I mean, if she has a biceps. Maybe she was a boxer. You're just cajoling me into learning our weirdly specific life story. Ask the lady about her own safety. Let's go with that one. What about yourself? Do you need any help?
A master of words you are not.
God damn it.
I'm fine, really. Even though I've never been down this path, liminal spaces and crossroads are still kind and welcoming to me.
The funny thing is, tonight you've encountered enough weirdos that the only thought in your mind is that this old lady is using modern slang you'd normally find on Tumblr. You sigh wearily, in the way someone sentenced to death might sigh upon seeing the long queue before the guillotine.
And who might you be, if I may ask? A demonic overlord? A werewolf? A half-angel?
The lady laughs and winks at you, in a kind of a jokingly flirty way.
Please don't.
Oh, did you just call me an angel? But
No.
No. Just a human am I. Kind of. For now.
Like a... For now?
Or maybe I will remain this way forever. Until death rightly claims me. I don't know.
Some kind of witch?
Or maybe
Not my type.
I will remain.
Her phone rings.
Oh.
Or maybe
Is it in a loop?
I will remain this way forever. Until death rightly claims me. I don't know.
No.
Or maybe
Yeah, it's looping.
I will
Her phone rings, and as she picks it up, you absent-mindedly notice it's the latest model of a certain fruit company's product. In limited edition red, no less.
Come on, woman.
The lady
Really?
herself looks very old-timey, like the sort of a grandma who lives in a cottage, gardens in the mornings, and bakes apple pies from her own harvest.
Hmm.
No, sweet cheeks. I don't think it's worth it anymore to invest in cryptocurrencies after everyone and their mom got into Bitcoin. Yes, their stocks are in a good place right now. Will you visit during the holidays? I planned to binge play the newest PS5 releases, but I can spend a day or two with the both of you.
How come her phone
Stellar
has
Blade,
connection?
yeah. I bet she's going to play Stellar Blade. I would be playing it if I had a PS5. Oh my god, I would play that game so much.
Sorry, my grandson called. Good boy, this one. Got it from his father. So, where were we?
Have any plans for Thanksgiving?
She gives you a conspiratorial look.
What do you mean?
You and me both. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving now, do we?
No, I
It's
don't.
just Hollywood that's made us all partly American. You and me both. We
I don't, that's
celebrate
true.
Thanksgiving.
I mean, I'm from
I
Poland.
know it's Christmas. Although I am not sure if I will still be around by the time Christmas comes.
This can either go surprisingly dark, surprisingly fast, or in some other completely unexpected direction. You choose your next words very carefully.
Which means without any carefulness at all. Are you alright?
The health talks, the respectable age. You don't want to assume things, but assumptions just come naturally.
That's true. That is true! That's how humans work.
Of course I am. Just a bit torn.
She nervously snaps her fingers a few times before continuing.
I have lived a good life, you know. My mother always wanted me to follow her steps, but I fell in love and ran away from home,
Good.
traveling
I mean-
across 3 continents. Can you imagine that?
You lived you lived your life the way you wanted, not how someone tried to make you live it. I would say that's a great thing.
I was born far, far away in the south, but saying I've never looked back would be a lie. Was it a mistake, choosing this life?
I mean, I would say no.
It sounds like a goodbye, like a final confession given to a stranger and through them to the whole world. Usually, people on their deathbed want to see either a priest or a lawyer, depending on what they believe,
No, not
a
really.
merciful divine order or in a ruthless human one.
I don't think that's who I'd want to see on my deathbed, to be honest.
You're neither of those professions. Probably for the best.
Yeah. Why is not?
But they called me again. Said I had lived my life to the fullest. So now I could reconsider again if at the end I've regretted it after all. And I hate that.
5 stages of grief. Stage 2. Anger. You're completely underqualified for this.
Of course I am.
Being young again. Forever. Never feeling like life is just sand, inevitably running through my fingers. It's a tempting offer. Being young, but there were good
I don't know why it's
moments
in
and
look.
hard-earned victories in my life. There was a lot of sadness, but there was also a lot of joy. The family I built, all the people I've met. My poor dear husband. I still remember the first kiss we shared under the full moon.
We don't need the details.
It's extremely disturbing, but you don't have it in yourself to just run away.
I just said we don't need the details for.
Her melancholic wisdom, full of love and experiences, is worth what little respect you have the capacity for expressing. So you stand still and stay silent.
Ah.
The moon. It was always there. I thought it stopped watching over me, but no. Now I understand it. It was waiting. What are 80-something human years for her servants? So they came back, and the offer I have... it's either to remain true to the words I declared so long ago and remain as myself, or to leave my life behind, never to see my grandson failing to beat me at his games again, never to drink tea with my daughter again. How could I do this to them? How could I do this to them?
Madam, are you dying? Whatever the offer is, does it involve human sacrifice? Let's go with this one. I think we can get something from vending machine for this.
After all, you did meet the woman whose happiness lies in being the direct cause of an indefinite amount of prospective human deaths. You can't help asking.
Oh, so you've listened to the mother already. She can be a bit harsh. Don't hold it against her. But no, I wouldn't have to kill my family. They would just forget that I've ever existed, as if I was never in their lives to begin with.
The timetable always says the right thing. It's just being shy about directly helping or admitting to it. Beware of the new moon.
The coven contacted me last Samhain and is waiting for my answer tonight. It's been a whole year, and yet, when you're given a decision like this, any time feels like not enough time.
She takes her moon necklace
I imagine.
off and lets it swing before your eyes.
Would you abandon the life you've already had to have a second chance at accepting the opportunity you rejected a long time ago? On one side...
No. Actually, no, it depends. Because you clearly chose what you wanted to do, so... I don't know what's her deal overall.
The pendant swings to the right.
She literally made a choice herself to do what she wanted to do, and she have regrets about that. That's so weird.
Are all the people you've ever known the ones who shared all your pain and relief, whom you chose yourself, and whom you nurtured from their first day of existence, and on the other is external? Are all
The pendant swings to the left.
is eternal youth, the power of night, and sisters you'd never had, the towering bonfires of Beltane and freezing, otherworldly glory of Yule.
The pendant stops its motion and hangs still in the air.
I am honored to have this choice. I wish I never had it. I am honored to have this choice.
Alright, we've heard it.
The crossroad is
Can we turn it off? Nope, there is no loop turn off. Go.
The crossroad is a symbol of Hecate, the night, the mystery, and horror.
I would say Hecate, but whatever.
It's terrifying in the chilling, paralyzing way of having too many options and needing to choose only one.
At this point, I just want for someone to choose for me. But the mother said I wasn't a child anymore, and the crone said only I can decide. But isn't the choice too delicate also an answer? At this point, thus, I ask you, stranger, what shall I do?
That's kind of a weird thing.
Thus,
Why would you ask me? Your grandson probably wants his Christmas present. Your sisters are probably tired of waiting for you. I'm gonna go with first one.
Beware of the new moon, huh? Enough is as good as a feast, they say. Maybe your answer would have been different if you hadn't met the mother and the crone already. But
Who
the
knows?
world they inhabit, it's bloody and dark, and in a sense, lonely. There was no warmth in what they had to offer, just burning fire and distant, numbing otherness.
You love them dearly, don't ya?
There is a really effective formula in storytelling. An ordinary human, a chosen one. A human who's given the might to change the world in exchange for their humanity, or to revert back to their old selves and give it all up voluntarily. The human lover of a vampire, the child of a prophecy, the underdog achieving godhood. They usually decline, don't they? That's nothing new. What is actually interesting is the audience's response. They take it and write fan fiction and draw fan art, and every time such a story produces a larger fandom than others, because people want the character to choose what the audience would choose themselves.
I don't really read fanfiction.
To become someone
Not
important,
my thing.
to escape the mundane, to run away from the world inhabited by so many of your kind. You have little chance of that in the real world.
Sadly.
I really do.
And then the storytellers dismiss the audience's fan work
Did I change
as
her
a mere
name?
power fantasy, lacking depth and nuance. However, if you only show people exciting adventures and engaging narratives connected to the thrill of power, and at the same time brush aside all human life as a boring necessity at best, how could you expect your viewers to care about the mundane, which you clearly don't care about yourself?
Then, you'll probably regret your decision again if you make the wrong one.
Because with great power comes great regret.
Nah.
And people deserve to be happy, not eternally remorseful.
No voice.
There will be no regret. There will be no person left to feel it, huh? You're just messing with this old lady.
She shakes her head in mock displeasure.
You have a good heart, lad. Cherish it. But don't forget, from blind kindness, great cruelty can come.
The train coming for her
Beware
is
the Newman.
but not in a weird way, in just a sleepy and tired sort of way.
Good luck, stranger. May the night be kind to you.
With quiet and weak amusement, you realize that some women will be loved by the crossroad, even if they never choose to go deeper down any path. After all, the crossroad is a possibility to choose whenever.
True.
So you do. You stand at the edge and look at the subway tracks.
Again.
The timetable is empty and silent. You can feel its judgment on your back. And you also feel like a fake adult.
Oh,
like
yes.
a child playing a grown-up,
Absolutely.
pretending to be reasonable and mature, saying words that are guaranteed to impress others.
Maybe not that, but the last part, not really, but yeah, the other stuff, absolutely feeling like that.
A lazy, viscous thought quietly stretches out in your head. What if you jumped?
No!
What if you pushed someone else down?
Luckily, I don't have thoughts like that.
There are no strings attached to your limbs. The only restraint is your own mind. And it should feel more wrong to admit that the only logic stopping you from murdering another living being or ending your own life is the same that stops you from quitting a joyless daytime job you never actually chose for yourself.
No, I wouldn't say it's the same. As someone who did quit a job in the past, because it was trash, I can't say it would be the same. Then again, I've never tried to end myself, so I don't have the comparison. Because again, I don't have the thoughts of trying to end myself. But I did quit a joyless daytime job, yeah. To find another joyless daytime job. Anywho.
So, in a sense, you have always been a passenger in your own life.
You are not a protagonist of your own story, basically.
Riding the train with no driver. It has to stop at some point, right? So, tonight is as good as any.
Well, the train arrives and the operator steps off of it.
So, are you coming?
Wait, am I the operator?
Don't give me that look. You've already annoyed me enough throughout this evening.
What do you mean? The operator has your face, but his horns are growing out of his skull. You reach touch the headband and realize that your horns are also, in fact, a part of you.
Always have been, idiot.
Yeah. Finally facing the man who has been insulting you the whole night doesn't even anger you. Why are you so rude to me, man? The man gives you a spiteful look.
Because I am you, and I am perfectly fine with insulting myself, you bloody moron. Although our beloved lady said you passed the trial, so
yes!
I should let you through.
Let's go! The mother, the maiden, and the crone, the three faces of one being. Deep down you understand what it means, even though you can't put it into words.
So, are you going home?
Tell me where it is.
Get in the car, and I'll remind your pathetic ass on the way.
Home departing now. You cast a final glance in the timetable. Home, it says. Home is where the future is made present. Departing now! The station finally leaves you alone, and as you watch it speed away before your eyes, you understand who you really are.
You are the father.
I am the father!
Ever so stern and determined, you have clear goals and ambitions. You have already earned much and proved yourself enough, but you yearn to leave a profound impact on the world.
Kind of.
To leave a mark of your own in time. To raise the standard and make decisions. Life is a race against time.
Sadly.
And you're the storm striking the earth
I wish.
and the race of the heart upon the sound of thunder. The rain you bring can nurture many things, but in your rush, you may create poisonous plants and horrible beasts.
More likely that, yeah. And you sound like a pretentious UQ's result for Tumblr kids.
Bite me, bite me. Thou art I, remember?
You hum in agreement. The train takes you to the skies, and you must prepare the plans, and the backup plans, and the backup plans for the backup plans. But before that, you still have some time to rest. So rest, Vifada. Your path is not an easy one. Yeah, I can imagine. Alright, I mean... Seems like, again, I've passed the trial, so I'm gonna take that. If the game tells me I passed the trial, I'm gonna definitely take that. That was you free. Wait, you free or Nowhereplatz you free? Nowhereplatz you free, or more like Nowhereplatz line free. Absolutely an interesting concept. I didn't expect myself to be in the role of the Godfo, but that's a nice little gimmick to the story, I guess. Super nice characters, I would say. Interesting designs for them. I feel like with our second girl, I did not really understand her a lot. Yeah, I feel like I did not understand our second girl the most out of all the characters. Or maybe I did. And I did not understand the other two. Who knows? A little confused, definitely, but well, that's fine. That is fine. It is a little bit a weird thing because in real life, I feel like I would not tell anyone what they should do. I could give some advice if I had any on my mind and so on. But I don't know. I learned eventually to not try to steer people into the direction that I would go myself. So yeah, you can give options what you think, but don't tell people what they should do, basically. In the end, it has to be their own decision, in a way. After all, they are the protagonists of their own stories. But man, was that an interesting story. I liked it. And you know what? In the end, games being voiced is so nice. So nice. So I really appreciate that. I know, obviously, that for indie games, it is not possible every single time. And a lot of them will not be voiced. A lot of them were not voiced if you've seen any of the games I've played already, but when there is voiceover, it's so nice to, like, in a way, just kick back and relax. Listen, just listen to the characters. You don't even need to read what's on the screen. That's super nice, actually. And just focus on reading what you have to read, and then you can add some stuff from your own. It's really nice, not gonna lie. Alright, we're going to end it for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. I've succeeded in passing, supposedly, through the trial. You can play the game yourself, of course. As I mentioned before, the link is in the description. It's name your own prize game, so you can also, to be fair, get it for free. I bet the devs are not against that, obviously, if they drop a name your own prize thing. Obviously, you know, there are situations where not everyone can spend money and so on. So I guess even just a download will be helpful in a way. I should stop talking. Anywho, apparently there is also a walkthrough in the development log, so you can check out the other endings like that. I'm gonna be doing that on my own for that's correct. I'm gonna be doing this on my own. I will see what more this game has to offer in other endings. You did that too. Exactly. Also, before you go and try to do that, consider liking the video and subscribe if you're new around. That will be super appreciated, obviously. Would love for you to stick around and, you know, have a look at the other games we played or other games that we will be playing, because there is more coming, that's for sure. That's for sure. well, with all of that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and hope I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.